so your boy got their official autism diagnosis, which is something that I've been waiting for about, I want to say 6 months-ish, maybe almost a year. And I was really excited about it, but then I cried the whole day after I got it. Because, like, there was no running or hiding or really anything from the fact that I am autistic and disabled, and a lot of the things I was made fun of for weren't my fault. It was just my brain. And so this is my words journal. His name is Gilbert. But one thing I started doing was this. It's an old book / magazine thing that my dad gave me because my dead name was in the title. This was like way before I came out, and I've started using this as an art journal. Mostly I have just done songs that are important to me, but today I'm gonna make an entry about how I feel about my autism diagnosis, and I may or may not show it to you because one of the points of this journal is to make art and not worry about anyone else seeing it and not worry about making it good. So I might just do it and you never get to see, or I might do it and then you can see it. It depends on how I feel. This is my painting smock. It's just a giant shirt from a thrift store, so not anything super fancy. I have this fake sunflower because sunflower is the symbol for like hidden disabilities and stuff, so I'm gonna be kind of centering the piece around this. And I just wanted to talk about the autism. We're just gonna have a little chat. I can show you some of them. This is For Friends by BTS, and I did it because it has friends on the page. This one is one of my favorites. It's for Epiphany, again by BTS. This one right here is for American Beauty, American Psycho by Fall Out Boy. Obviously it's like, she's an American beauty. And then this is Angela by the Lumineers. Build you up just to cut you down. So yeah, those are some of them. Actually, those are all of them that are in there right now. So I'm just gonna find a page. Okay, I found the page. I think the hardest part is keeping it freaking open. I have a crap ton of tissue paper. That is one of the main things I'm using in this journal. Mostly tissue paper and acrylic paints, but like also a multitude of other things if I feel like it. I think it's been interesting to not figure out, but just kind of see which things I do are because of the autism and which things are just Dan things. A lot of them are because of the autism, but I suppose they can also just be Dan things because I'm autistic. Woo. Also, I'm wearing pants. You can't tell, but I'm wearing pants. Well, I guess they're shorts, but still. It also was really kind of healing because I was made fun of a lot as a kid by people who shall remain nameless, because this is not about dragging people in my life. This is just about me talking about my experience. So we're not doing that. Anyway, and so I feel a little bit vindicated. I don't know if that's the right word, because basically, like, the people in my life who were jerks to me, it's kind of funny because I'm like, you were bullying an autistic child. How do you feel about that? And yeah, it's just kind of funny to me. I feel like funny is the wrong word, but it's interesting to just kind of figure it out. I also got diagnosed with ADHD, which in hindsight makes a lot of sense. There was a time where I was like, yeah, I have ADHD, and then I was like, no, it's just the autism. It's both. I have spicy autism, or spicy ADHD, however you want to look at it, or just ADHD and autism. It's nice though, because I've let myself embrace my limits. I mean, I kind of already started doing that before I got an official diagnosis, but even more so now. I was validated by my therapist, who was like, yeah, I think you probably have the autism, but it's nice to have someone who, like, this is literally their entire job, is they figure out what people have and then have a 22-page report supporting everything that you already knew about yourself and that the doctor observed in you. It was hard to read also though, because my childhood trauma was just kind of laid out in there in like very, very bold and certain terms. And, you know, it was, again, kind of helpful because I felt vindicated, but also it was just kind of, it was sad because I think one way that I choose to deal with, well, not choose to deal, one way that, like, you know, people around me in my family have chosen to deal with my trauma is by telling me it really wasn't all that bad. And I think that's something I kind of internalized when it really was kind of that bad. It was awful. I don't know, it's just been a heck of a ride. I think one thing that I really enjoy about being autistic is, well, one, I see the world differently, and two, my special interests. It's a way for me to like safely interact with the world, but also they just bring me so much joy. And I'm not saying that like holistic people, i.e. people who don't have autism, don't get joy from their interests, but it's just extra special when it's an autistic special interest, and I enjoy that. I think another thing is kind of hard and has been a little hard for me is just kind of admitting the fact that I'm disabled. I think we kind of figured that out back in December when I went to the hospital because I couldn't handle working full time. Yeah, I don't know. It's just been, it's a journey. I think there's also kind of been a little bit of a mourning process of being sad that I didn't figure this out sooner. I feel like my life, I don't know if better is the right word, but it would have been different in like probably a good way. You know, I probably wouldn't have gone to cosmetology school, which, you know, maybe it was a good thing that I did that, because I learned a lot about myself and I made some really good friends, and I have, you know, the skill that I can like use for the rest of my life. But also, had I known that I was autistic and struggled with, I mean, I knew that I struggled with like social interactions and stuff like that, but like also I didn't know that being in a loud environment all day and talking to people all day would make me want to like unalive myself. You know, I didn't know that, and I also thought that I could just kind of magic it away with more effort or more whatever. And, you know, since finding out that I'm autistic, a lot of things just make sense. I don't know if I consider the time like necessarily wasted, but I spent a lot of time developing and honing skills that I don't really get to use now. Obviously, I still do hair for friends and family, but like I don't have the social skills and I don't have the, I guess, stamina to build a clientele, you know, even just work in a salon environment, because they're very noisy and there's a lot of talking and there's like the salon politics, which freaking suck. And so it's frustrating to me that I spent a lot of time on this like career that I enjoy and, you know, loved doing, but that is not accessible to me as an autistic person. It's just generally kind of frustrating, you know, in workplaces, right? Except for where I work now, but everybody's always kind of like been cranky about accommodations. Especially, I'm pretty good at masking, and generally I have relatively low support needs, but I think as I'm learning to unmask, my support needs are getting higher, not because I'm magically more autistic after I've gotten diagnosed, just because I can verbalize it better, I guess. And also I like don't try to explain it away. I get to be like, yeah, I'm autistic and this is something I have a hard time with, and if you don't like that, you can suck it. But it's just frustrating that people are so cranky about accommodations for literally no reason. Good for you, you're not disabled. But some of us are, you nitwit. Green. I'm excited a little to go back to school and have accommodations. That should be really interesting. I want to use this blue because I can. I was like, no, I should use the other ones because it fits the palette better. No! I use whichever blues I want. And I am using this one. Boom. I've also taken my diagnosis, not like as licensed to, but, you know, kind of giving myself permission to, I said it was being obnoxious with my special interests, and Melody, my friend who is also autistic, is like, no, you're just being like a normal human. Like, doing them again does not mean you're being obnoxious. And even if you did choose to be obnoxious about it, that's okay. Kind of like you're making up for lost time, which I love that. For me, I'm just happy that I do get to make up for lost time now, and I found out now instead of never, or in my like late 30s or whatever. It does kind of have me rethinking some of my life goals, because I've kind of been able to get rid of what everybody else views as success, because I don't think I'll really ever be able to achieve that. I mean, it's gonna look different no matter where I end up. I don't think I'm gonna end up being successful in a way that is recognizable or even really important to other people, but I'm definitely okay with that. I think probably a big part of why I just was so miserable all the time is because I like wasn't doing anything that I enjoyed, because I am autistic and am really intense about a lot of my interests. I was kind of shamed and bullied for that, and so I didn't participate in my interests a lot, and when I did, I felt large amounts of shame, you know, surrounding it. Kind of felt like I was like getting away with murder a little bit, when didn't ever really want to tell anybody else what I was doing or what I liked to do for fun. So like people would ask me about myself, and I, you know, not I wouldn't be able to tell them, but I would like draw up a blank, because everything that I had liked and enjoyed, it was kind of hammered into me that it's weird and you don't talk to other people about it. A lot of my life was spent kind of hiding and running away from other people, and I think partially from myself, because I was too ashamed to see myself as I really was, because I had taught that it was something to be ashamed about, that it was shameful and weird, and we don't do stuff like that in public. I think stimming in public has really helped me a lot with kind of like unpacking all of the grossness surrounding my neurodivergency, or however you want to say it. It's kind of helped me accept myself a little bit more, because I do get people who look at me funny, but I'm trying to teach myself not to care. One, because it's good and healthy for me to stim, and because it just helps me process my emotions and, you know, lots of sensory input, and, you know, just really any big feelings that I may be having, which happen a lot, especially, you know, out in the outside world. And also possibly making it a safer place for little baby autistics who, you know, are going to grow up, and maybe the world might be a little bit of a safer place for them, because adult autistics like myself have done things like stimming in public and being unapologetic about what makes us different. So I just like kind of hope that, at least, even if I still get made fun of for it, that in the future someone else might not have to. And I don't think people have had the like audacity quite yet to come out and say anything, which is nice, because, you know, I don't really know what I'd do in a situation like that, but definitely people look at me weird sometimes, but I'm honestly okay with that. Where's my paintbrush? Oh, it's right here. We've been doing some EMDR and kind of like re-parenting my inner child a little bit, and also just kind of going back in those moments in my childhood where me being autistic wasn't okay, just imagining a scenario where it was okay. I just put my paintbrush in my coffee. That's nice. Now I'm not going to finish my coffee. I might make another cup later. That was really funny though. Yeah, and just like imagining scenarios where it was okay, you know, it's been nice. And I'm sure I'll get plenty of, actually, I haven't gotten the quote, "you don't look autistic" yet, and maybe it's because I've done a lot of unmasking work, and so like I tell people I'm autistic and they're like, it's just kind of funny to me, because I'm like, I'm so good at masking. People are like, no, you're not. I've just been kind of dedicating more time to the things that I enjoy with, and just trying my best not to feel shameful about it, and just be happy that I'm doing something that makes me want to be alive. And I used to like think a lot about like what the purpose of life was, and, you know, when I was in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, I thought it was to just like, you know, be good, then go to heaven and God will cure your gayness and transness and disabledness. So like that's what I thought the meaning of life was for like a really, really long time. And then after I was like, well then what's the meaning of life? And I'm like, well, I guess there really is no meaning. Like it doesn't matter, in like a kind of like a freeing way, in you can do whatever the heck you want kind of way, not in a, you know, we're insignificant and once we die and all the people that know us die, our accomplishments will be turned to dust, because I don't really care if people remember me. Like, I would like my posterity to, you know, remember me with fondness. You know, like when like a celebrity dies and they have like a day where everybody's like, oh my gosh, did you hear that like Betty White died, or David Bowie, or, you know, whoever. I don't think I need that. And so embracing the fact that there really is no meaning to life and that we can really just kind of do whatever the hecky dizzle we want has been kind of freeing for me. You know, I used to be stressed a lot about wasting time, and so I would always be like, I'm wasting time by doing the things that I enjoy, when in reality, for me, that's kind of the meaning of my life, is to seek joy and experiences and do things that I enjoy and pursue my special interests, right? That gets to be the meaning of my life because I decided it. So it's just been really nice to be able to just kind of sit and waste a whole day on TikTok, and it's not really a waste because I enjoyed it, you know? So I use the term waste loosely because nothing's a waste if you had fun. I mean, if you like went and gambled away all your money at a casino, but you're like, that wasn't a waste because I had fun. Maybe not, but like, other than that, do whatever the hell you want. I think another thing that has been kind of nice about finding out I'm autistic is letting myself sit in the fact that I'm disabled. And like, I know I talked about earlier, that was kind of like a hard thing for me to accept. And it is, but like realizing that there are resources for me that otherwise I wouldn't really have thought about using or been able to use, really, because I didn't know I was disabled. I can also just be like, no, I'm not doing that, I'm disabled. It's quite nice. Be like, no, I'm not working in drive-thru, can't do it, I'll have a meltdown. And then people can't be like, well, you have to. I'm like, no, you can't make me. It's the autism, isn't it? And you can't make me do anything. Wahaha. And I don't use it to be like, hee hee hee, I'm getting out of work. It's more like, hee hee hee, I'm getting the accommodations I need for this work to be sustainable. So yeah, I'm excited for my future. Kind of seeing what shenanigans I'll get up to with all the support that I need. I used to say a lot that like God made me depressed because the world couldn't handle me otherwise. Well, the world's about to handle me otherwise because I am getting ample rest and avoiding things that stress me out and make me tired. Obviously, like, you have to do the things, but you know, I don't have to purposely put myself into sensory overload just to say that I'm doing the things, because that's stupid. The world's gonna see a lot more of me, and I don't know if, well, it's a good thing for me. I don't know about everybody else. I just think that's all I have to say. I do not know if this will ever see the light of YouTube, but if it does, I hope you enjoyed it and learned something about autistic people, or just me, I guess. And I hope that you have a really good week. Okay, goodbye. Oh, purple is a hoe. You're not a hoe, purple, I love you, but you're just... I don't have the right shade of purple for this project, and I can't make it. Ah! It exploded. This is advanced finger painting. Oh yeah, ooh yeah. Oh my gosh, that's the most beautiful thing I've literally ever seen in my life. Oh, we coat the bottom in hot glue and don't burn ourselves like I want to do. This is what you get for using the same brush for everything. Your colors get all muddy and then you die. I'm not dipping it into my coffee again. I can't believe I did that. It's funny, but also like, that was my coffee. Where's the red? Sir? Hello? Hello? Red, where are you? Oh, it's right there. It's literally right by my foot. No, stay away from the Lelo. This is gonna be a pain in the ass to edit. Why do I keep filming videos that I know are just gonna be monstrosities? I'm throwing my paints around. Stay away from the wet paint. You know, it's just a gray purple. It's not vibrant like I wanted it to be. That's fine. All purples are worthy. Though I'm going to put more of the purple tissue paper down, because this is not a vibe! Ooh. Ooh! He's beautiful! Yeah, that was a good place. Good purple placement there, bud. We're gonna beep beep. Beep beep. Beep beep. Beep, 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 beep. I don't like that. Take it away. The predicament of art. That purple's too light.